Hi, it's another devlog. I'm distracted by my own image. I look so darn tired. Good lord, I am tired though. It has been a long week with my real job. But I still wanted to upload a little devlog. I think it's been a while, a couple of weeks, I think, since you saw the last progress on my game called Aiden Jr. Unless you are a Discord member, because I basically share every newly added pixel. I probably annoy a bunch of people by sharing basically everything. There has been a few changes. I've added quite a few things, so let's get through all of them. All of them. Yeah, my brain is so broken. Like on a daily basis, when I hear certain words, I think of movies. In this case, Palpatine from Star Wars. All of them. But I also think about those one-liners in like professional meetings. My brain is definitely broken, but that's not why you guys are here to talk about my broken brain. Here's the current state of my game. The last time when I showed you the progress, I'm pretty sure I showed you guys an unfinished version of this house that didn't have any collision. The outside was very rough and the inside was still completely white, like a Apple commercial. I'm pretty sure the house didn't have any smoke coming through the little chimney right over there. So that's something I added. I think I tweaked many of the vegetation again, and I changed the world blocks because while this game is still a retro game and it should look somewhat blocky, it was starting to look too much like a Minecraft world, or I didn't like the complete blocky aesthetic. So I introduced a triangle block, this one right over here, and you can also make like more curved walls with it. As you can see in the background, the little island in the background, it has multiple blocks attached that are made of the triangle shapes. There's also a bridge, as you can see right here. That way we can connect all the little islands. A few bridges will be destroyed in the level and then you have to go and swim. That's the next thing that I'm gonna work on, that you can actually swim in the water like a true turtle. Here on the island there's like this wheat farm, cornfield. It's not corn, right? And you can walk through it. And I really like how it has like multiple layers in it, so it has a bit more depth to it than just a 2D sprite. This part of the level will actually kind of look like this in the real game. Whenever you start the level, you will walk outside. Then your mentor, your master who taught you how to fight, will be there, screaming some stuff towards you, like there's something going on in the village. You have to protect the villagers, and then he will jump on his boat and go off screen. Here you're gonna have to help a farmer that's being under attack by a bunch of crabs, and there will also be this jump scare where there will be like a crab jumping from the farm. I still have to model a actual farm building, but yeah, this is basically how the actual level will look like eventually. Regarding the blocks, that was not easy. I'm also not completely happy with how the grid map works in Godot in combination with Blender, and maybe that's a skill issue because I have some trouble with blending all the bevels. Like this is now my set of GridMap meshes, the mesh library basically, which looks cool, but having those bevels applied to the individual meshes cause some problems because you don't get to combine them very easily whenever there are individual bevels applied. And I can probably just show it to you because it's very hard to explain. Let's say I put this one right over here, and there is like a top right over here. See, because of the bevels, there is now like a little gap here. So then you have to create another top mesh, and I created one. It's like these. These have like little curves in it, so I can, make up for that. And even like the inner curves, this one, I also had to create those so you don't have those very ugly inner intersections. Like if I put this one and I clone it and I put it right over here, see? Now it kind of looks better. But I feel like there's a way more optimal way to go about this. I think, you know, it works for my game currently because the world environment is supposed to be very simplistic. But ideally, you want to automate this. So whenever you put certain blocks together, Godot just sees what you are trying to create and then automatically add bevels on the overall structure. That's what my gut feeling says, but currently I'm just working with this. And I think it's enough because with this I can create at least, you know, some variation in terms of that everything is not like completely boxed. But again, for my game, this is probably good enough. But I'm still curious what the other solutions might be. If you've got any tips, please let me know in the comments below. And like I said, I also added a somewhat longer bridge, and then I just couldn't help to create some sort of a parkour to see how like the actual platforming, how it looks like with Aiden going somewhat more into the sky. I just deleted those for this preview, but now I still cannot help to re-add them and have some fun. Whee! Whee! I like the shadow in the background. I don't think my game will actually look like that. I don't think I will be adding like magical floating objects. I want to somewhat ground it to their reality. You know, this is more like a story-based game than just a classic platformer without logic. But there will be some, I will come up with like situations and reasons to have platforming in the game. I think I only changed the watercolor a bit so it matches the color palette. But apart from that, I think, yeah, it's the house. I made the house look all cozy. Most of the work went into the house actually. I made it so that you can have these checks here, can enter and smoking chimney. I didn't put tool in the code file so it doesn't change automatically, but whenever I close the scene and I reopen it, you see that the smoke is no longer smoking and there's now a door in front of the house so you cannot enter the building. For my example, I'm going to enable those and I'm going to play the game again, and this is actually the biggest change compared to the last preview, and most of the time went into designing this little cozy spot. It's so cool. I'm super proud of it. Like, it's turned out way more beautiful than I thought. Because like character design or design in general is not really my expertise. It's something that I like, but it's not something that I've done in my life professionally, at least not in games. So it's completely new to me. And it turns out pretty well, I'd say, for a beginner. I've animated the fire by just having like real fire and, you know, to trace it over. There's like a little pot here. There are some drawings on the wall. There is some lore. That there's something more to it than just drawings. Like he's looking for his father, so therefore he's got all those clues on his walls. There's a little shell with a flower in it, some candles to have some light. Yeah, I just wanted to have fire so it looks cozy. Maybe it doesn't really make sense on a tropical island, but you know, maybe it's a very cold tropical island. It's my lore, my world. I make up the rules. I just need a cozy fireplace. Oh yeah, the dialogue scene. In the previous version, the dialogue would just instantly appear the moment you walk. You walk towards it basically. Now there's like an icon that says press E, or later on when there's controller support, it says A. And then you press it and then the actual diary starts to pop up and you can read all the stuffs. And if you walk away, it will just close. You cannot... Oh, I found a bug. Yeah, alright, there's no collision at the front side. Crap. I will cut that out. Never happened. Did I put collision on all the other things? Yes, you can jump on all the objects. You can probably also just go into the fire, right? Don't try this at home, kids. Yeah, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Do you like it? Also, thank you for replying on my post on YouTube and the Twitter and Blue Sky post. because I asked you guys what you would expect in a hut like this, and you guys came up with the hammock instead of a regular bed, because I was planning to make a regular bed, to be honest. And you guys also came up with using things that are from the shoreline or from the beach, so therefore I came up with the shell and flower. And the overall cozy look and feel basically came from thinking about your answers. So this is also because of you folks. And that's basically it. I made my game look cozy. What's next, you might ask? I think the swimming mechanic. Because this turtle doesn't know how to turtle. It stopped turtling. It cannot really swim. It just walks on a very shallow water. And I want to change that. I want to make it so whenever you jump in the water, you will submerge. And whenever you get back up, you actually swim. But very slowly. So you are probably better off platforming, jumping from stone to stone whenever the bridges got destroyed, because there will be those blue crabs in the water that will chase you and bite your ass. So that's something that I'm looking forward to, because that's also the first thing that actually has something to do with the actual game loop. The game needs to play, good. It needs to be a fun game to play. And I think the swimming and the platforming is the first part of that. And after the swimming mechanics, I'm going to work on the combat. I'm going to continue work on the combat, because that's also a big part of the overall game loop. Because Aiden Jr. will be a combination of being a brawler game and a beat 'em up game. But I still have to figure out what the mix is. Like, is it going to lean more towards brawl or more towards a beat 'em up? Is it more about having all those waves of enemies, or more about strategic fights with just 2 or 3 enemies? Something I have to test. Let me know in the comments below what you think works best with a game like this. Yeah, I think testing out the game is key, and we'll be able to test it out whenever the first level is completed. The first level will basically have all the core ingredients in it. You will get to swim, you get to platform. There will be some waves of crabs. There will be a boss battle that's it makes you need to think about your moves and your strategy. And that demo will probably tell us what is most fun about the game, what works best in this setup. And based on that, we can tweak and change whatever we want to change to make the best Aiden Jr. game possible. With that being said, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to sleep the whole weekend. I'm so tired. And I see you guys around in the next video or stream. Bye-bye.